So here I have our Breville espresso machine. This is the 870XL. We've absolutely loved it, but there are a few things that you need to look out for and a couple adjustments that you're gonna wanna make when you get the actual machine. I wanna show you all the details of it, how it works, and we're gonna go ahead and do an espresso with a little milk to it, and I wanna show you all the features. So real simple, you got your power button on the front, your grind amount, which you can adjust, and you'll basically over time be able to dial it in so you know exactly how much you want to put into the amount so you can get the best shot that you're looking for. Filter size, you can switch between single and double. I usually just do a single and then I add more grounds as I need it that way. So there's the program button. You also have your button for when you're ready to brew, if you want 1 espresso cup shot or 2 espresso cup shots. So pretty straightforward. As far as the beans go, they have a little canister here. You can just pop this off. You can unlock this too. If for some reason you're having issues with the pressure, then you can make adjustments up here. There's a lot of YouTube videos that kind of go over that and can kind of explain how to do that. But as a whole, the nice thing about this is you see the dark gray here, it says espresso range. When you're brewing your espresso, that's the exact range that you want to be in to get the best shot possible. And so there's a little tweaking. That's probably the only drawback that I've seen to this, is that you do need to tweak it a little bit. You can do that with the grind size here. You can see the grind size. If you want it fine, you would move this to the right. If you want it coarse, you move it to the left. And so pretty basic, pretty straightforward there. It's a great machine. As far as the water reservoir goes, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off here. It sits on the back and it has a handle, or you can just grab it by the sides and just lift up. Really easy to take in and out. So I'm just gonna pull that over here so you can see it. One thing that's nice is they have all of the directions for steeping your filter when you get it, and that's important. So when you do get this machine, when you are putting in the filter, which goes, let me just go ahead and show you. We got a little filter area here, and you just pull up on this right here. There's a little ring. The filter goes right in here. And what you're gonna wanna do, this filter, when you get it, it won't be in here. So you'll just steep it in water for 5 minutes, and then you'll rinse it under cold water for 30 seconds, and then you're ready to put it in here. When you're ready to put it in, it's real simple. There's a little button here, a little button here. There's some hooks right there. So when you push the sides in like this, you pull that out, and then basically the filter comes out. So you can actually just put one in after you've steeped it. You wanna make sure when you put it in that it's going in like this, in this direction. So push it in there, and then you're good to go. These filters, they say they last about 2 months. And so, you want to frequently replace those. Nice thing is too, when you do replace a filter, you can move the dial. You got all the months here. And so our next one, we just literally changed this, is due in November. So pretty straightforward, pretty easy to do. All you do too to put this back in is, you can see in there, you got let me see if I can get a little better angle for you. You got that little grommet right there, and this end just fits right over it, pushes down. Pretty simple and straightforward. You want to hear it snap, and then you basically fold this back and then push it back like that. So also on here, it shows you how to clean and descale. When they do send you your Breville, they'll send you a cleaning kit, which is nice because you can at least get 1 or 2 cleanings out of it with that. And so when you're ready to put this back on after you fill it up with water, you can use the handle just like this, or what I typically do, you just grab it on the sides like so, and you can reach around the back and just slide it in. It's pretty simple. So as a whole, we've been really happy with this. What I'm gonna do now, I wanna just go ahead and show you how to brew an espresso. Take a couple shots here, and so you can kind of see how it works. One thing to note, like I mentioned, the pressurizing is a little wonky sometimes with these Brevils. I have heard that if you use fresh beans, meaning there's more CO2 in the beans, that you have less issues with the pressure range. So if you've had beans that have been sitting for a while, that can cause more issues as far as it not pressurizing right, because there's less CO2 that's burned off of those beans the longer they sit. So just something to be aware of. You know, making the adjustments for the pressure is fairly simple, and it can be as easy as just changing the grinding setting. And so when you do get it, you'll just have to play with it for a minute. So let's go ahead and brew us an espresso shot. So right here's your tamper. Kind of sits up in here, just pulls down. It's magnetized, real nice. It's right there. When you do put this in here, you can see that this will sit right there. The way that you activate this is you just push it in, just like that. You can see that the grinds are starting to come out, and it makes it, you know, pretty simple. I usually do mine a little less from the start, so you can see with what I've got it set at, that's not quite enough. I like to be able to tamp it just a little, just kind of, you can tamp it on the counter, just have it go down just a little bit, and then just get a little bit more in there. Makes it pretty easy. So now what you want to do, you've got your tamper, and you know, you can just go ahead and tamp this down just like that. One thing I want to mention, and I'm going to show you really quick before we do this. There's a screen here that comes off, really convenient for cleaning. You have a reservoir that catches extra water, anything that falls in there, like coffee grounds, anything like that. This pulls out, so if you just pull this straight out, it'll come out just like that. And there are some different parts and things that they give you. So I'm going to pull these out here so you can kind of see what all you get. And then you've also got this little tool that they give you, which it's called the razor. It's kind of funny. There's a lot of people that talk bad about using this. I don't use it for what they say. So what this razor is for is so you can see, make sure that you have the right level of espresso, and then you turn it like this, and so it will make sure that you have the right amount every time. The problem with that is when you use this, it can loosen up the coffee grounds. And for an espresso shot, you want to have them nice and compact. And then a lot of times they say you don't want to mess with the actual beans that are ground after you've actually pressed them down. So kind of something that's interesting about it. You can try it and see. I've never really used it for that. What I use this for is when you're trying to swap out these different baskets. You got all these different baskets here that they give you. I actually use this right here to pry up this basket, so you're not trying to force it out with your hands or anything like that. It makes it pretty smooth just to be able to do that if you want to. So that's the razor. There's a lot to it. Some people like it. I don't use it, but there's a lot of back and forth about it. You get a dual wall. What's interesting about this, so you can see it's a smaller basket. This is actually used for pressurizing. So I know I'm going in the weeds here, but if you don't have pressure showing up when you have an espresso shot in here, what you're going to do is you're going to use this basket without any coffee in it. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to replace this filter that's under here with this one. Slide this over the top, and basically you'll run a cycle. And to be able to tell if your pressure gauge is working correctly, this will tell you if you're getting pressure. And so if you are getting pressure, then what you can look at is, okay, do I need to change my coffee grinds, or do I need to make an adjustment underneath here that will allow it to basically pressurize the right way. So there's more details on that all over the place, so you can look that up if you're interested. Like I said, most of the time you're not going to have to deal with it, but I have had to do it myself, and so, you know, it's not the easiest thing. Here's a dual wall double cup. There's all different little things they give you that are kind of nice. We stick to this main one just because it gives you the most, and it seems to be the best flowing. So anyways, I wanted to kind of just show you the ins and outs there of it. And so now I'm going to go ahead and put those back. It's a nice little storage area under there, which is nice. And let's go ahead and finish up making some coffee. So now that I got my grinds in here, and we got completely sidetracked, but a few things that you probably need to know. So you basically come up here, you lock this in if you've never used an espresso machine. It's pretty common. And then just put a cup or a mug underneath here. And so once that's done, you've got your 1 cup espresso or 2 cup espresso. I usually always hit the 2, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Let's see what the pressure gauge does here. So I can kind of show you the range that it's supposed to be in. And so it's starting its pressurization now. And now it's going. And it's getting up into the area where you need to be for the pressurization for that. Basically, sometimes you'll want it to be a little bit more up in here, but just depends on how you like your espresso shots. So once that's done, you can go ahead and empty this, take this off, empty it out. And if you want hot water, there's a little feature on this side. You can see a teardrop, and then you can also see steam. So we're gonna go ahead and add some water to this. So if you like your espressos black, you can just turn this knob, and it's gonna go ahead and put a bunch of water in there for you, to however much you want, however much you like to dilute your espresso shots. And so that's that feature. The next feature we have, which I'll show you here, I've already got my little thing of milk available. Right here's the steamer. You just pull that out to the side, and where you see the steam button or steam emblem, you just turn the knob to that. Make sure, obviously you want to make sure that you've got the steamer down inside the milk, and then you turn this on, and maybe you'll be able to start hearing it. So now it's steaming the milk, which is nice if you like it. A little steamed when you put it in there. I like to add cold milk to mine, so that works out better for me. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off. Once that's done, you can just push this over here like that. Add in your milk to your espresso, and you're pretty much good to go. So basically that's just cleaning out right now, what was in there. And so, as a whole, I hope you enjoyed this little demo. Great little espresso machine. Like I said, there are little tweaks, but if you've ever had an espresso machine or worked with espresso machines, you know that that's fairly common, that you have to make some adjustments, especially right out of the box. But as a whole, it's held up really well. We've had it for about 3 years now, and we've really enjoyed it.